Hey there, everybody. The Red Sox coming to this one on May 18th, 1949, hoping that they can win and that the Yankees lose. 2 games is the gap between the two teams, and right in between are the Cleveland Indians, who are 1 game behind the Yankees. And here's Don Wheeler for the White Sox, who takes the ball. Joe Dobson on the mound here for Boston, 2-2 today, this year, with a 4.02 ERA so far. The count to Wheeler goes to 3-0, and there's ball 4 high and inside. That's walk number 22 given up by Dobson, and those bases on balls will get you, especially in the 1949 American League. Zernial hits a little pop-up over to the right side, and it's Hitchcock who goes back and grabs that one for the first out, and that'll bring up Gordon Goldsberry. Goldsberry hitting 309, takes a strike, and then a ball. 1-1 now, the count on Gordon, and there's another strike, 1-2. And that's a little ground ball over to Stevens, who grabs it, throws over to first for the out. No chance on Wheeler coming into second. 2 away, and here is Luke Appling. Luke takes the strike and high change it for a ball. 1-1 the count. And the next one's in there for strike 2. 1-2 the count now on Appling. There's a little fly ball over to right field, and O'Brien has that for the out. We go to the bottom of the first, and here comes Boston's offense. Dom DiMaggio is hitting 429. Not too bad for the first part of the season. He takes a strike and then hits a little ground ball over to Appling at short. Luke makes the play, throws to first for the out, 1 away. Ted Williams now, who's hitting 333, 4 home runs. He takes a strike and hits a foul ball and over to the right side. Goldsberry unable to get it. 0-2 is the count now on Ted. Only 4 home runs. He had 43 in real life. Another foul ball, and there's a ball to him. 1-2 now the count on Williams, and he swings and misses that one, and down he goes. 2 away, and here is Vern Stevens, who takes a strike. And a ball there from Randy Gumpert starting for the White Sox. Another ball in there, 2-1 the count. And there's a line drive over to right center field. Nobody's there, and Stevens ends up making it to second base in a double. That'll bring up Bertie Tebbetts. Runner on at second base now. There's a little ground ball over to Goldsberry. The first baseman has that one, barely recovers, makes the play, and then runs to the bag for the out. Go to the top of the second, and Michaels hits a deep fly ball to Ted Williams, but he didn't get enough of it. Williams goes back, makes the catch, 1 away. Here's Floyd Baker hitting 214. He takes a ball. Fouls one back, 1-1 now the count on Floyd. And that curveball stays up and is up there for a ball. 2-1 the count, and there's one that misses low. 3-1, Dobson all over the place, and there's a strike. Full count now on Baker. And that curve is low, and that's another walk. Second one given up by Joe this game. Earl Rapp now, he hits a little ground ball over. I missed this. It's over to the shortstop Stevens, who makes the play over to Doerr for 1 and back on to Hitchcock for the double play. And we go to the bottom of the second. Yet another double play turned by the Red Sox. And do you remember last game they played? They had quite a few. Tommy O'Brien now, 1-1 the count on him. 2-1 as that one's high and outside. Fouls one back. It's a 2-2 count. There's another foul ball just out of play. Still 2-2 on O'Brien, and that one's popped up foul. 2-2 the count remains. Sliders in but low. Full count now on him, and there's a little ground ball over to the right side. Michaels makes the play. It bounced off a little pebble. Throws over to first, but unable to get O'Brien out, and that means that the Red Sox do have a runner on at first base with nobody out here bottom of the second. Here comes Johnny Pesky, and there goes O'Brien running with the pitch, but Pesky fouls it off. 0-1 the count on him, now 1-1. Pesky hitting 283, and he hits one up to Michaels again, and O'Brien's able to run to third base as that one was off of Michaels' glove. He couldn't recover in time. Pesky gets an infield hit, so 2 hits here in this inning, 2 in a row, both of them off of Cass Michaels. And here comes Bobby Doerr now hitting 250. And there's a little throw over to first, another throw over to first base. We're not going to run with Pesky, not in this situation. There's a ball to Bobby. Another ball inside, 2-0 the count. That's inside for ball 3. 3-0 now the count to Doerr, and there's a screwball in there for a strike. It's 3-1. There's a little pop-up over behind first base. Goldsberry has that one for the out, 1 away. Billy Hitchcock comes up there, and he hits a little ground ball over to a third, rather. Baker has it, and he goes home with it, and they're going to throw O'Brien out of the plate instead of going for the double play. That'll bring up Joe Dobson now with runners on at first and second, and here comes Dobson, who takes a ball. Dobson hitting 417 so far. Nice for a pitcher, and he takes 3 straight balls, 3-0 the count on him. There's a strike. We'll have him take another pitch, and there's one outside just at the knees for strike 2, full count. Dobson now in trouble, fouls one back, and then strikes out swinging. We go to the top of the third. So Boston had a golden opportunity in the bottom of the second and couldn't score. And here comes Jerry Scala at the top of the third, takes a strike, then a ball, 1-1 the count. There's another swing and a miss at a strike, 1-2, and there's one low to him, 2-2 the count now, and that one's waist high, and Scala's punched out looking. 1 out, and here comes Randy Gumpert, the pitcher, who takes the ball. There's a little ground ball over to Pesky at third base, and throws over to first for the out. And boy, I tell you, they threw Gumpert out by so much you couldn't even see him. There's Don Wheeler who takes a strike. 0-1 the count. There's a ground ball over to Stevens. A short throws to first for the out. We go to the bottom of the third. It's Dom DiMaggio. He hits a fly ball over to Scala in center field for the first out. One away. Ted Williams up there now takes a ball. So DiMaggio not really patient up there. Williams a little bit more patient. 2-1 is now the count on Ted. There's a slider off the outside edges, 3-1 on him, and he takes strike 2, and that's a full count. And then he hits this one to the right field gap, and that one gets all the way back to that wall. And by the time Scala is able to get that ball, Williams is over at third base with the triple. That'll bring up Vern Stevens. I've told you this before. This top of the Red Sox lineup in 1949, at least the way I have it set up, is just brutal. Vern Stevens takes the ball, 1-0 the count, and that one misses inside, 2-0 now on Vern. And there's a strike on him. It's 2-1. And there's a little ground ball over to second base. We're going to try to see if Williams can score, and Michaels has to go to first with it, and so Williams does score. It's a 1-0 game. That'll bring up Bertie Tebbetts. Tebbetts up there now takes a ball inside, and there's another ball outside that time, 2-0 the count, and he fouls one out of play. It's 2-1 now on Bertie. There's another pop foul that goes into the seats, 2-2 the count. There's one lined into right field, and Rapp ran after that one and dove after it and just about caught it, but it was trapped there at the end, and that's what they call it at least, and Tebbetts is on at first. That'll bring up Tommy O'Brien now. Runner on at first, and we're not going to do anything with Tebbetts, not with the catcher. A couple of throws to first, and there's a pitch in there to O'Brien for a strike. Another throw to first. Tebbetts still not doing anything. And that one misses that pitch, 1-1 the count. And there's a ground ball up the middle, and look at that play. So Appling makes the play like he's supposed to, and Michaels went for the ball as well up the middle and wasn't covering the bag. And so because of that, Appling ended up with no place to throw it, which kind of makes me wonder. I mean, we have 2 outs here, and you would think that he would be able to throw the ball to first. So, I mean, going to first was out of the question is what they're saying. O'Brien's, he's got an average speed as a runner. So, I mean, I guess that ball was hit slowly or something like that. I don't know. I think that, honestly, what this was a bad play by Appling, because I'm really having a hard time trying to envision what happened. Here's Johnny Pesky with 2 on, 2 out, takes 2 straight balls, 2-0 the count on him, and fouls one off. 2-1 now on Johnny. And he hits a ground ball over to Michaels. Michaels juggles that one again, but makes the play, calms down, throws to first for the out. We go to the top of the fourth, and it's Gus Zernial who takes the ball and takes another one just outside. 2-0 the count on Zernial. There's a strike in there. It's 2-1. Another strike on the changeup, 2-2. And Zernial goes around on that one, and that was a close call on the check swing. 2 strikeouts now for Joe Dobson, and that'll bring up Gordon Goldsberry again, who takes the ball, and then a strike. 1-1 the count now on Gordon. There's a ground ball over to Hitchcock, and Hitchcock will take that to the bag himself. Dobson was standing on the mound looking like he didn't know where he was, and 2 away, here's Luke Appling, who takes a strike, then a ball. 1-1 the count, and there's another strike to him. It's 1-2. That's low and away, 2-2. There's a ground ball to the right side. Doors got it, throws to first for the out. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Bobby Doerr will lead this off, and he hits a ground ball to Michaels the second, who throws to first for the first out. That brings up Billy Hitchcock hitting 159. He takes 2 straight balls, 2-0 the count, fouls one off. It's 2-1 now on Billy. And there's a screwball in there for a strike, 2-2 the count on Hitchcock, and he hits a ground ball to Appling at short, who makes the play and throws to first for the second out, 2 away. Joe Dobson up there now takes a strike and takes the ball, 1-1 the count now on Dobson, and swings at that when it misses. It's 1-2. There's ball 2 way outside, 2-2 the count now on Joe, and full count now on Joe as that one missed. And he hits a fly ball in the end over to Rapp in right field, and Rapp makes the play, and we go to the top of the fifth. It'll be Cass Michaels up here. Michaels takes a strike, and then a ball inside. 1-1 the count now on Cass, and that's at the knees for a strike, 1-2. That the count remains 1-2 as he fouls a couple of pitches off. That's just a little bit high. It's 2-2 now, and that's in tight. Full count now on Cass. There's a little hook job, is what they're calling that, in the left field for a base hit. That is the first hit of the game for the Chicago White Sox, and that'll bring up Floyd Baker. So they have solved, finally, the spell of Joe Dobson as Baker takes a strike. It's only a 1-0 game. They could get back into this. There's a ball now to Baker, and another strike in there that he looks at, 1-2. That's fouled back. Still 1-2 the count. It's fouled back again. And there's the little ground ball over to Pesky at third. He goes to Doerr for 1, but not quite enough on that throw to make it a double play. And there's 1 away now, and here's Earl Rapp, who takes a strike. And there's another strike. 0-2 now the count on Earl. And there's a ground ball over to third. Pesky goes to second for one, and they go on to first for the double play. So they get the second bite of the apple, and they get the double play that time. Well, how many double plays is that Boston has so far this game? They've turned 2. I swear they turned like 3 or 4 in the last game. Dom DiMaggio back up there now, 0 for 2 today. See if he can get a base hit. And there's a little chop over to second. Michaels makes the play and throws to first for the out. No luck for Dom. 1 out, and here's Ted Williams, who tripled last time. He takes the ball inside and hits one deep to right field. Not deep enough. Rapp goes back and has room and makes the catch for the out. 2 away. Vern Stevens now takes a ball high. And there's a strike that's just right in there over the heart of the plate. Swing and a miss on another strike. 1-2 the count. Now 2-2 as that slider missed. And there's one fouled off again. Still is 2-2 the count. There's another one fouled back. Remains 2-2. And there's a swing and a miss by Vern Stevens. And he goes down. We go to the top of the 6th. Jerry Scala up there now takes a strike. Hitless wonders are almost hitless in this one. He takes another strike. And then there's another ground ball over to Dora, who makes the play at second. Throws to first for the out. 1 away. Randy Gumpert comes up there. He takes a strike, 0-1 the count, and he gets a base hit over to center field. So maybe not so hitless, but close to it. Don Wheeler comes up there now. 1-0 still the score. 2 hits now for the White Sox. Wheeler takes a ball and another ball inside. 2-0 the count. Fouls one back. It's 2-1 now on Don. And that breaking ball misses. 3-1 the count now on Don. That's hit over left center field, and that is over Dom DiMaggio's head, and that is gone for a home run. I wonder if that's over the monster, if that's over here in this part. It's not quite clear from the play-by-play, though. I'm guessing that this is probably up in this region, and that makes it a 2-1 ball game for the White Sox. The White Sox in the lead here. Here is Gus Zernial, who takes a strike and then a ball. 1-1 the count, and that's low. It's 2-1 now on Gus. And that's off the plate, 3-1 the count, and there's a strike. He comes back, full count on him. There's a little pop-up in the infield. Hitchcock has that one for the out, 2 away, and here's Goldsberry. He takes the ball and then hits a ground ball over to Stevens at short. He makes the play and throws to first for the out. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and it's Bertie Tebbetts up there who takes the ball, and we'll see if Randy Gumper can hold on to this 1-run lead. He's been gifted. 2-0 the count, 2-1 now as he fouls one back. It's high for a ball, 3-1 on Tebbetts, and he takes ball 4, was taken all the way, and he takes that stroll down to first base. And here comes Tommy O'Brien. O'Brien hitting .232 this season, and hits a little ground ball up the middle, and Michaels has that. Flips to Appling for 1, and on to Goldsberry for 2, and at least one of them remembered to cover second this time. 2 out, and here's Johnny Pesky who takes the ball, and then another ball outside, 2-0 the count. That's a screwball way outside, 3-0 the count, and Pesky swings and hits a ground ball to Michaels at second, who throws to first for the out. Just so you know, you can tell the guy to take the pitch. I do it actually pretty frequently. Should have done so there. Here's Appling, and Appling takes a ball high. There's a little ground ball over to Stevens at short, makes the play and throws to first for the out, 1 away. Cass Michaels takes the ball, and there's another ball in the dirt, 2-0 the count on Michaels. And that fastball just catches the outside corner for a strike. It's 2-1. There's one fouled away. 2-2 now on Cass. That's up high. Full count now on Michaels. And he hits a foul tip. Tebbetts can't hold on. Full count remains. There's a ground ball over to Dora at second. He makes the play and throws to first for the out. 2 away. And here's Floyd Baker, who takes the strike. Or a ball, I'm sorry. And then hits a little ground ball over to Hitchcock, the first baseman, who flips that one over to Dobson, who's covering the bag for the final out. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning, and is Bobby Doerr up there, and the Red Sox need to come up with something to come back. Doerr takes a strike and then a ball. 1-1 the count on him. There's a ground ball over to Michaels at second. He makes the play and throws to first for the out, 1 away. And it's Billy Hitchcock up there who fouls one off for a strike. Hits a little pop-up, and Goldsberry has that for the second out. And here comes Joe Dobson. Takes the ball outside and swings and misses it 1 away. 1-1 the count. That's high. 2-1 now the count. There's a ground ball over to Michaels, and he makes the play and throws to first for the out. Pretty exciting game there for Cass Michaels. He's had everything going on in the field. And here comes Earl Rapp now in the top of the 8th. He takes this strike and then swings and misses another one. 0-2 the count. That curveball misses. It's 1-2. And there's a base hit over to left field that is just out of the reach of Pesky and in front of Williams. And so Rapp ends up on first base with his first hit of the game. Only number 4 for the White Sox. Jerry Scala now attempts to bunt and then hits a foul ball. 0-2 the count. There's a changeup high. 1-2 now. And that's fouled off again. Remains 1-2. There's a little pop-up, and that's out of play. And there's ball 2 to him. 2-2 the count now on Jerry. And there is strike 3 on the corner by Dobson. Dobson with his 3rd strikeout. 1 out here in the top of the 8th. And Gumpert now takes the ball and then tries to foul one off. It's foul. 1-1. Tries to bunt one off, sorry. And there's a poor bunt over to Dobson, but Dobson, unable to find the play at second, has to go to first with it, and Rapp moves up. 2 outs now, and here comes Don Wheeler. Wheeler looks at a ball, 1-0 the count, and boy, Dobson throws a horrible pitch. That's a wild pitch. Tebbets had no chance at it, and that moves Rapp up to third. So 2-0, now 3-0 is the count, and there's ball 4 in there, so they decide to put Wheeler on. Looks like one of those intentional walks, and that'll come up, that'll give us Gus Zernial, who takes the ball. And there's a strike to him, 1-1 the count, and there's a little pop-up, out of play, 1-2 now the count on Zernial. There's another foul ball, it's still 1-2. That's up high, 2-2, and that one's outside, full count now on Zernial. That one's hit deep to left center field. DiMaggio goes over there and is able to get that one right in front of the wall. And we're a little worried that one was going to be gone. That was going to be the end of things probably. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and here comes Dom DiMaggio, who's had a quiet game. Started off this game hitting, 428, I think, 423, something like that. He's down to 416 now. A lowly 416 as he takes the ball high, and then another ball, 2-0 the count on DiMaggio. And that's inside, 3-0 now the count on him. That's high and outside, and he takes a walk, and he'll be over there on first base. So he finds a way to get on for Ted Williams. And Ted Williams takes a ball inside, hits one to left center field, and that's going to split the outfielders. And here comes DiMaggio around third, and we're going to send him home. And, boy, he gets thrown out of the plate. Man, that's a big call. So Williams gets the big base hit, first of all, which is something that's definitely commendable. And we're maybe a little bit too aggressive with Vern Stevens coming up. And Dom DiMaggio ends up getting thrown out of the plate here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And that was a pretty impressive play there by the White Sox, as Appling ended up being the cutoff man for that throw all the way from deep in the outfield, and they just were able to get DiMaggio out. And so that kind of changes the complexion of this one. Williams ends up going to second base. It was a double anyway. So Williams, the runner on second. Now Stevens is up there. Only 1 out, though. Stevens fouls one back for a strike. 0-1 the count. There's a slider low. It's 1-1. There's one hit through the box for a base hit, and Williams is going to score right away. And Gumpert had to duck out of the way of that one so that he didn't lose his head. And that makes this a tie ball game at 2 each. And I told you, and I'll always say this, you don't want to walk anybody at the top of the Red Sox lineup here in 49, because as soon as you do so, then all the floodgates come loose. Tebbets takes the ball, and then another ball, 2-0 the count now on Birdie. And that's inside for a ball, 3-0. There's a strike to him, 3-1 the count, and that one's low. And Tebbets walks, and that'll bring up Tommy O'Brien, and Gumpert's starting to tire. O'Brien up there takes the ball low and outside, 1-0 the count, fouls one back. It's 1-1 on Tommy. There's a little ground ball over to Gumpert, and he makes the play over to first base. That advances both runners, and here comes Johnny Pesky. Pesky 1 for 3 today, having an okay game and getting that average back up at least. Not much slugging for him, though, as he takes a ball. And it's low and inside, 2-0 the count now on Pesky, and that's ball 3 to him, 3-0 the count. And there's a strike to Pesky, it's 3-1. There's a little shot to right center field, and that is in there to the wall, and that will score 2. And the Red Sox have taken a 4-2 lead just like that. And here comes Bobby Doerr, and here comes the new pitchers. Mariano Pieretti, who I think I've talked about before in one of these games. I can't remember. Here comes Bobby Doerr, and they are going to walk Doerr intentionally. And now comes the question as to whether we want to leave Hitchcock in or put somebody else in there for him. And I'm going to start looking around already and see. I don't really know if we have many people who can play at first base. I don't know that Pesky, I guess he is, let's say, is he left-handed thrower is the question. Do they even tell me if he's left-handed throwing? I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to figure this out here. Anyway, we're going to try to, he's a right-handed thrower. I'm sorry, he's a left-handed hitter. Williams can't play first base, so we're going to end up having to leave Hitchcock in there. I don't think I have anybody who can really play first base anywhere here on this team. Zarilla can't, and we could put Merle Combs up there, I suppose. Other than that, we could potentially move somebody around the infield maybe a little bit if we wanted to, but I'm not finding anybody who really can play first base. So with 2 outs here, Hitchcock is going to have to hit over 7 this series, and he takes the ball, 1-0 the count. And there's another ball high and away. It's 2-0 to him. It's one down the left field line, and that is just foul. 2-1 the count now on Billy. And he hits a pair ball over first base and down the right field line, and that is going to score someone. And here comes Dorr in to score. The score is 2, and Hitchcock gets a double out of that one. So much for this he can't hit mentality. And that'll bring up Joe Dobson. The Red Sox have 5 runs here in this inning, 6-2 now the score. And there's a strike in there to Joe, 0-1 the count. And there's a ball to him, it's 1-1. There's another strike in there, it's 1-2 now on Dobson. There's one lined over Goldsberry's head, and that's a base hit, and that will score another one. 6 runs now into this inning, and 7-2. The Red Sox have the lead. That brings up Dom DiMaggio. DiMaggio, not a hit today, as I said. Now average now stands at .416, but he has another chance, and he takes the ball low. 1-0 the count, and 1-0 the count remains. There's a little pop-up into the infield, and it's going to be Baker, the third baseman, making the catch. So much for Dom, who got another chance and got that 5th at-bat. We go to the top of the 9th, 7-2 Boston. Here comes Dave Philly, the pinch hitter. And I'm not sure why you'd want him to pinch hit, hitting 182. 1-1 the count now on Philly, and Joe Dobson, of course, going strong. 1-2 as he fouls one back. There's a breaking ball outside, and another pitch misses. Full count. A little foul ball. Another foul ball. Full count remains. There's a little roller to the right side. Dwyer makes a good play on that. Throws that to first for the out, 1 away. And here's Luke Appling. Luke Appling takes the ball low. Red Sox really coming back in this one. 2-0 now the count on Appling. 7-2 now the score. 3-0 now on Luke, and that's way off the plate. So Dobson's control is starting to get the best of him. Here comes Cass Michaels, and he hits one over to left field right at Williams, and that's the second out. And here is Floyd Baker now. Baker takes a strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. Holds up on that one just barely. Takes the ball, 1-1 the count. And there's a little high pop-up, and that's just out of play. 1-2 now the count on Baker. 2-2 as that one just missed. Curveball is too far inside. Full count now on Baker. And boy, Dobson misses again, and that's walk number 5 given up. He only needs to get one more out, though. Here's Earl Rapp, and he hits one over to the right side, and that is through for a base hit, and that will score 1. Runners still on first and second now. It's a 7-3 ball game, and we're going to leave Dobson in. Got to get him that last out. He throws a strike to Scala, and that's foul tipped, and 0-2 now the count on Scala. There's a little pop-up right behind second base, and that's in there for a single, and that loads the bases here for the pitcher's spot, and it's going to be George Yankowski. I was about to say George. George Yankowski comes in, hitting 200, and he hits a little ground ball over to Stevens at short. He makes the play and flips it over to Dorr for the final out. And the Red Sox come away with this one, 7-3, the final score, and that means that Boston now has to hope that in the next game, 2 days from now, that the Indians are able to beat the Yankees. If that's the case, then the Red Sox will find themselves 1 game behind the Indians and Yankees, who would then be tied for first. Of course, if the Yankees win, then Boston's still 2 games behind, and they're tied with the Indians for second. So we'll see what happens. Again, it's still, barely like late May, maybe, right? So we do have a long way to go. But already it's time to start thinking about the implications of these early games, because every game counts in the long run. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this one. A good comeback by the Red Sox as they explode in the bottom of the 8th. And I'll talk with you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.